Hello, and welcome to this week's Wisdom from the Word. My wife Patty and I had not gone on a real vacation in almost 6 years until this year. We had made trips back and forth up to our home area to visit family, but we really hadn't done anything with just the two of us and with only relaxation and enjoyment as our goal. I'm sure you know how it goes. You're up for Thanksgiving or Christmas or summertime, and you're running from one family home to another, and you're always worried about, can we get these people into our schedule? And it's just not really very relaxing. And we really hadn't thought about it much because it just seemed that is the way that life was happening. It felt normal. But this year we took a 2 week real vacation. And although we did visit with family and friends, we purposely put in quite a lot of time together doing the things that we enjoy doing, going to places that we wanted to go. And what a difference that made. We both feel more relaxed and refreshed than we have in quite a long time. And then it struck me, we were not living the way God wanted us to live, the way God created us. And it caused issues. We just seemed to be overwhelmed, the schedule and everything that was going on. And so I realized that that's not how God wanted us to live. So how does God model rest, relaxation, and recharging? Well, in Genesis chapter 2, verses 2 and 3, it says, by the seventh day, God had finished the work he'd been doing. So on the seventh day, he rested from all his work. Reread that part. On the seventh day, he rested from all his work. And verse 3 says, God blessed the seventh day and made it holy, because on it he rested from all the work of creating that he had done. And in the beginning, when God created all of us, right? That God created humanity and our environment, God set the example to take the time to rest and recharge. And we see Jesus doing the same thing when he was here on earth. In Mark 4, beginning verse 36, it says, leaving the crowd behind, they took him along just as he was in the boat. There were also other boats with him. A furious squall came up and the waves broke over the boat, so it was nearly swamped. Now that sounds to me like a high stress situation. But the next verse says Jesus was in the stern, sleeping on a cushion. In the midst of a storm, Jesus took the time to rest. So here is my advice. Make sure you get your times of rest. As a pastor, we used to call it our Sabbath time. And many times I wasn't good at finding ways to get that rest. Patty and I have already begun planning our next year's time of vacation and refreshment. And what we're finding out is when we live our lives the way God designed us to live it, we'll be so much better off. And I believe that getting our time of rest and recharging that God modeled for us and told us about in creation is every bit as important as any of the other habits God desires of us. And I mean prayer, study, fellowship, reading his word. Rest, your time of recharging, is every bit as important as those things, because if you aren't rested, if you aren't recharged, then ministry, however good intentioned it is, can become more of a burden than a joy. So my charge to you today then is to look at your schedule and find where each week, or maybe every couple of weeks anyway, you take a day and recharge and refresh. And then take a few days in each year to get away, especially if you're married with your spouse, and take that time to recharge together.